All right, guys, what is up? Another day, another Bitcoin dump. How frustrating. Bitcoin did pump initially up to like what, 68 or something, and now it's back down, giving back all of those gains. But is there something quite interesting happening right now, or is this just a further continuation of the downside? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's live stream. If you are here, please do me a favor and smash that like button. I am trying to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday around market open so we can discuss what on earth is going on in America and the stocks and the news and the politics and all of that stuff, but correlate it to what's going on with Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin right now, $66,000, a number that we don't want to be seeing again, but yeah, we were expecting it. It's perfectly reasonable that we're back down at 66 after that big old fall to the downside. And we just have to keep watching and keep trying to figure out what to do. So right now, of course, people are like, well, yeah, you just simple. It's in a bear market. You just short every time we pump to the upside. And that's a great shout. So far, that's worked. And at this point in the market, as I've been telling you guys, I just wait for confirmation of certain things. And you could say, well, Connor, you were late. I don't mind being late as long as I've made the best of the situation given my strategy. Like I went long multiple times on Dogecoin. I went long on multiple times on Bitcoin and I took profit. So basically, I made the best of the market situation. Now we are below certain regions like this one right here. I can safely say, well, the most likely scenario now is that we do stay in a longer term bearish trend, go into a crypto winter, and that's just something we have to accept. However, that doesn't mean I change my thesis on dollar cost averaging. It doesn't mean I change my thesis of going long, catching bounces, and it doesn't mean that I'm not open to being wrong and to also finding opportunities, which is why recently I've been sharing with you guys that I did actually open a Bitcoin short position here over on Pionex. Now, this is something that automatically opens short positions as the price goes up, automatically closes those short positions as the price goes down. Is that the right automatic? Yeah. So it's a way to make profit. Now, I've been testing a few different scenarios here, one being the long bot as well in opposition to that. We got a long bot on XRP. We have a bot here or long on the S&P 500, long on the Nasdaq. Both of those are in profit, while of course the long on Bitcoin and XRP are in a loss. But this is something that I'm willing to take, right? This is a test that I want to put in. And the thing is for the example, the Bitcoin one, as the price goes anywhere between 70 and 87, it's going to open up short positions. On the way down, it will close them automatically. So if you want to check out Pionex, a link in the description, feel free to check that out. And guys, I have an awesome sign up bonus for you guys if you hang on for a little bit. This is completely free money that's being given away by one of our partner exchanges. So make sure you hang on for that. But right now, technically, what do I think is going on? Well, we've just broken 66,000, and I think that we're having a cascade of the liquidations of the leverage, right? Like I told you, look at this. We had 5.2 billion last time we spoke about this and 3 billion of longs. 5.2 shorts, 3 billions of long. $3 billion of longs is nothing to laugh at. I opened the new trade, which is now a white screen. That's frustrating. The white screen of death. All right, well, I opened the new long trade on Bitcoin when we had 11 or $12 billion worth of longs, and we had about just under $1 billion worth of shorts. Now that flips, and I told you guys, well, the likelihood of us going down to liquidate these guys is very high. So that's what we're seeing right now happen right before our eyes. And guys, this was expected. This is why I took profits. This is why we trade the way we do. Of course, I could have taken more profits, but this is just time in the market, right? So what we're seeing right now, I believe, is a flush of this. Let me refresh. Oh my, is everything going to do this? Is everything going to do this right now? Like, has something happened where I'm like logged out of everything? 1 second, guys. Oh, just every time I'm trying to do something, it just has to be as difficult as possible. This is why going live is frustrating, because we get these times like this. How's everyone doing? Let me know in the comment section. Just give me 1 minute and I'll get us back to the data that I'm trying to do. Here we go. Got it back. All right, 30-day. All right, see this? Now we got our shorts up at 6.17 billion and the longs down at 1.73. So over $1 billion. What does it actually say? How much has it been? 24. We got 379 so far. So about 400 million liquidated and half a billion closed position stop losses and all of that stuff. So this was likely to happen. Now, I actually think that what's going on is, obviously we can look at this region right here and we can say, okay, that's the line in the sand. If we go below really 60,000 and stay below it, then we'll continue lower. But right now, I just think it's very easy, even easier than ever before, to move the price, right? Because there's almost no buyers in this market. There's no buyers at all. Everyone is bearish. Everyone is shorting. And so when there is a little bit of an uptick in the longs, it's so easy just to flush them out like we've just seen right now, even with good news, right? So we just had Trump posting great jobs numbers, far greater than expected. We should be paying the lowest interest rate. Now, that doesn't really align, right? Because we need a worse economy to get a lower interest rate. But according to Bull theory here, the labor market surprise sends futures higher. The US stock market jumped after job data came through stronger than expected. The US economy added 130,000 jobs in January, these 66,000 that was estimated. That means the unemployment rate fell from 4.3 to 4.4, and showing that the labor market is actually improving. We've been talking about the labor market getting worse, but suddenly it's improving. So after this release, the US futures went higher, gold slipped, and Bitcoin pumped, but now we've seen it dumped all the way back down to 66. It seems like the market now thinks the recession risk is getting lower. So guys, remember, good news is bad news is good news. So this actually isn't that good if you want rate cuts. However, Donald Trump would make it seem like it is good. Now, if we jump over to the stock market, the S&P 500 is also down 0.1%. The NASDAQ is down 0.1%. And this is seemingly the market being like, okay, well, maybe there won't be as fast rate cuts. Because I think the market was trying to get used to the fact, okay, well, we might go into a recession. We might have bad job numbers. The economy might be getting worse. But that might mean that we actually have the rate cuts that we're looking for. So again, guys, good news, bad news is good news, right? So moving on from that news, the banks have been buying whilst we've been selling at 60,000. Smart money always wins. You can see Goldman Sachs discloses 1.1 billion in Bitcoin, 1 billion in ETH, 153 million in XRP, and 108 million in Solana, representing a 0.33% allocation to crypto. Now, this is interesting. These are all the exact cryptos that I hold in my portfolio. Now, this isn't because I'm a genius or I know everything or whatever, right? These could still lose a ton of money even with these guys invested. Now, my thesis is I want to be where the institutions and the banks are. I don't want to be playing against them. I think, why would I bother? I might as well just allocate higher capital to these investments. Number one being Bitcoin, then Ethereum, XRP, Solana, right? I also have a bit of Dogecoin because it has an ETF. I've spoke about my thesis around this, but it's great to see this, and they're disclosing this. So they're accumulating Bitcoin, right? While everyone else, or not everyone, but retail is panicking. Now, we also have another piece of good news. A business cycle, RSI, is signaling a big reversal and is coming. A big reversal is coming for Bitcoin. This is the business cycle. A lot of people were saying, well, this is the reason why our 4-year cycle is over because the ISM, the business cycle, never went up. So at the same time as the business cycle being down, right, during our bull market, it never went up, which it also correlated with all the other bull markets. We also have the RSI getting extremely low. Right, so the RSI being low, the ISM starting to tick upwards could be relatively bullish. Now, France's unemployment rate has been rising. BlackRock has been buying. The US, that's an old thing. And I was talking about this in earlier today's video. Let's have a chat about this as well in the comment section, guys, because it's absolutely insane. Basically, Sam Bankman-Fried's investments, right, that he did would have been worth over $80 billion in profit, right, if everything wasn't seized. Now, do you reckon that he was taken down? Do you reckon that all of that stuff was, I don't know, not made up? Because I do think he used customer funds, which obviously is not right. But I also do know that banks basically do exactly the same thing. So do you think this was like a coordinated attack on him, a coordinated attack on crypto? Let me know. And that is, guys, the news today. There is a lot going on, and price of Bitcoin is not being very favorable, but we can't really expect Bitcoin to go up if everything else isn't going up. So Bitcoin is down today 4%. We're at 65,900. I would love to show you my trade, but right now it's not opening. But of course, my entry, I think, is about 65. $60,000. So we're getting very close to that, but I've been taking profits in preparation for something like this to happen. And we have to watch that $60,000 region very closely, right down here to see. Because look, guys, if we look at the last time, if we're comparing it to here, for example, you can see we touched it. We then retested the same region many times before heading higher. And that is pretty much exactly where we are right now if we do percentage terms, right? We got a 53% pullback there. And the low here is a 52.5% pullback. You can't write these things. It's almost exactly the same period right here. And if we are in the bear market, we're potentially right around here before falling off a cliff, traveling sideways, and then heading, in like just continuing the bear market for 1 year. So that's the thesis, right? Those are our options, right? We're either going to bounce or we're going to dump. Well, 50-50, we go up and down. But I like those odds, right? Because the bad side, the 50% odds that we go down are just me having more time to accumulate Bitcoin, more time to accumulate Ethereum, more time to accumulate XRP, Solana, and Doge. And guys, this is just what happens in the market, all right? I know I sound like a broken record. I know we talk about this all the time. I say the same thing all the time. I get it, right? I get it. But, guys, that's the part and parcel of this market. I don't believe that I have the ability to outperform, massive hedge funds, to outsmart the smartest people on earth. So it's better for me to pick assets and just DCA into them, right? I can get scared. I can say, well, Bitcoin's going to 60K, so why would I buy it at 66? Well, we don't know if that's going to happen. If it does happen, I buy more. And then most importantly, I take advantage of the market while it's happening, whether that's a bounce, whether it's a dump, whether it's accumulating, whether it's selling in euphoria, right? Those are all the things that we have to do. So with that said, guys, like I said, I have a great opportunity for anyone who's watching this live right now. Right now, Blowfin, right, for the next couple of days, register to get $45. So right now, if you use the link below this video, you can register and get $45, right, just for signing up. Let me make sure that I have the right link for you guys under here. I don't. Let me make sure I fix that for you. Bosh, boosh. All right, it is the second link below the video. Just refresh this. So you register, you'll get $45, right, in your account. You'll get VIP status for a week, and then you can also get a 20% deposit bonus up to $500. So if you deposit, I think it's 10K. Wait, is that being dumb? Whatever, 2K? Oh, I've lost my brain, guys. I've lost my brain. Whatever equates to 20%, right? You get a 20% bonus on that, right? Futures bonus. So you get to use that money. You can trade long or short, and you get that. Plus, you get $45 into your account. So you could literally go 10x long or 10x short here, and you could get $450 worth for a trade if you wanted to, all right? So the link's in the description. Make sure you read the terms and conditions. Make sure you understand what you're getting involved in with Blowfin. It is an exchange, so of course you need to understand everything. But I'll leave those links below this video, and I will have a little chat here. Let's answer some questions, guys. We haven't got many people watching. 350 viewers right now, 61 likes. Can I get some more likes? And let's start getting some questions in. I'll answer them for you, and then we'll hop off. But of course, I want to show up for you guys every single day. Like I've said, videos, live streams, just talking about what's happening in the market while it's happening. So I'm going to leave a question there, and I'll let you guys have a little answer and a play. And we'll just take a look at the chart, see if anything has changed. Bitcoin 66.2. So it's like in that 65,007 region. Why do I think Vitalik sells ETH on sell-offs? This is a discussion I was having with my friends today. Like, I don't know. It's pretty bearish, isn't it? It's pretty bearish that the founder is selling into dumps. Like, is he greedy? Does he know something we don't know? Is he just a bit of a knob? Who knows? But no, I don't think it's good. I don't like that. Jesse, Did I not? I don't know if it was you that answered, but I've answered this in most live streams now. I still have a little bit of money following Kontoshi in case they turn it around, but of course they did a terrible job in the dump. So I moved quite a lot of my capital that was in there out of it. As you know, I put my own money in there as a test. I really like. I watched it for months. They did a great job, and then we were in it for I think 1 or 2 months where they did a great job, and then they started to underperform. So I moved the money out of it. I mentioned it on the channel when I did that. And I still have a little bit in there to test in case they turn it around. What's up from Nashville? What's up? The Bitcoin nurse, love it. I'm going all in on Doge. I want 1,000,000. Well, I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't be doing that, but fair play, bro. Hopefully you turn out to be the next Dogecoin millionaire, but make sure you take profits. How's my sleep score looking? Mate, I don't know if that was like a joke or not, but it's absolutely brilliant. 91%. I don't know if you can see that. I like take my sleep very seriously. I think it's one of the most important things. And no matter the market, this is genuinely my proof, right? That was yesterday as well, 92%. This is genuinely my proof that, like, everyone will argue with me until they're blue in the face that I should be shorting this market. But I need to be doing what keeps me unemotional. I need to be doing what keeps me completely chilled in this market. And that is longing bounces right now. If that changes, I'll change my thesis. But I want to be able to sleep very, very well. And doing my strategies, long-term DCA, short-term bounce trading, that sort of stuff, it makes me sleep wonderfully because I'm not stressed. What do I think of the Big Short saying Bitcoin will go into a death spiral? What's your thoughts on this? I'm sure you're talking about Michael Burry. He's been calling for crashes of Bitcoin from the pits of the bear markets all the way up to the bull markets, all the way into the pits of the bear markets. It's the same thing over and over again. He'll be right, just like he'll say he's right from 125, just like everyone says they're right from if they're bearish, they say they're right from 125. They don't buy, we bounce. They're bearish, bearish, bearish. They buy, get annihilated, and we just rinse and repeat the same thing. Bitcoin costs 58K to mine, right? So why would they let it drop below it? Who do you think they is? I'll try and answer. If you tell me who they are, if you mean the miners, I don't think the miners can control the price to that extent. But it's true that normally we can go below the cost of mining, but it doesn't last very long that we're below there. Crypto is unbelievably unpopular. Never been this bearish and been here since 2016. That's a interesting take. I completely disagree. Yeah, I fundamentally disagree with that statement. I think we're not even close to as bearish as we were like after the FTX crash, for example. I've been getting low 50s sleep. So yes, I don't know if anyone wants to hear this, but my sleep score is above 90 pretty much every night. So number one, don't trade on emotions ever. Don't invest into things you don't believe in. Don't dollar cost average into things you don't believe in. Do not hold things that you will not hold for years. Don't buy anything ever, stocks, real estate, crypto, that if we had a 50% correction on, you wouldn't buy more. Now, of course, I'm not talking about leveraging or trading. I'm talking about investing. Don't do that. So when you go to sleep and there's a crash happening, you're like, oh, well, this is what I planned for. I got the cash or I've got income. I'll buy more. That's number one. All right. Now, number two, of course, we got to try and de-stress our lives. Most of the things we stress about never happen anyway. So try and be mindful. I saw a TikTok recently of someone who's just like, she's like doing something and she's like doing it really fast. I find myself doing this all the time, doing it really fast. And I go, I just relax. Why am I doing this so fast? So it's a good thing to be practicing, right? When you find yourself, you've got your shoulders tense and you're doing something really fast. You're like, oh, wait, I'm not even in a hurry. Why am I doing that? So we try and remove stress from our lives. And then more practical steps, eating way earlier. So I tend to go to sleep at about 9:30. I go into bed 9, try and sleep by 9:30, latest 10. I normally get up, or I set my alarm every morning for about 5:30 a.m. And keeping that consistent sleep schedule. I literally hit my head on the pillow. I'm asleep in 10 minutes. I'm asleep the whole night, and I wake up on the alarm and I quickly get up and I get about my day. I drink warm water, almost hot water straight away. I don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. Right now, I'm having a can of sardines. in the morning, and then having the coffee. I try not to drink coffee past about 1 p.m. Also, no water about an hour before I sleep, because if you have water, it's going to wake you up and you want to go to the toilet if you got a full bladder. And then sleeping in a cold room also really helps. I think that's all of the steps. But you want to be tired when you go to sleep, right? So if you're not tired when you go to sleep, it means you're not active enough. So hit your, if you have a whoop, try and hit that strain every day or most days, unless you're having like an off day. And that's what helps me. Sorry, I yap on. I'm really passionate about that. New to crypto, what do you think of Bitcoin vs Ethereum? Do Ethereum have a good potential? Ethereum has a good potential if we go into a bull market. I'm more bullish on Bitcoin for the long term. I have my portfolio is approximately 50% Bitcoin and 20% Ethereum. So 20, maybe 25. I'm not sure of the numbers right now, but that's how I feel about it. People were at least helpful during the FTX crash. Where are the fans of crypto? Look at Coinbase ad response, for example. That doesn't make any sense because Bitcoin is $66,000. We have ETFs. We have the biggest asset managers ever investing into it. We have Coinbase literally in Congress, or whatever you call it, fighting for crypto every day. We are nowhere near as bearish, in my opinion, as what we were in the middle of the last bear market. And then the bear market before that. What you have to remember is we now have clarity, right? There's ETFs. There's pension funds that buy Bitcoin. We didn't even have that in the last bear market. We're so much more not safe, but so much more like, I don't even know the word right now, than we were back in the bear market. What software do I use to switch back and forth showing your computer screen? It's OBS. Like if mining Bitcoin costs more, we could sell it. So we would sell it at a loss. If mining Bitcoin costs more, then if mining Bitcoin costs more than we could sell it, so we would sell at a loss, it would make more sense to stop mining it before getting Bitcoin and become more difficult if miners would stop. Well, you see, miners do stop. That's why the price, as the price goes down and it goes under the price, miners turn off, and then larger miners acquire those miners. That's what normally happens. So we have a capitulation event where, we're already down loads, and then we stay down, and then a bunch of miners go offline and capitulate, sell their Bitcoin to basically cover losses. We have a capitulation event. Larger miners step in and buy those miners, buy the Bitcoin, and then we start to rally. That's one of the things that pushes the price down. One of the things that may be keeping the price down right now, miners might have been switching to selling rather than holding. What do I think about Is that Courtney? What do I think about quantum computing? Is it a real threat to Bitcoin? And do I hold any quantum computing stocks? Well, technically, I would say yes, I do hold quantum computing stocks in the sense of I hold them in ETFs. In Nasdaq, for example, I'm sure has exposure to that. Do I think it is a threat to Bitcoin? Absolutely, it is a threat. Ignoring that would be ridiculous, but we just don't know. I've spoken to so many people who are, geniuses in that field, and essentially we just don't know. Like, they just don't know. All right. So what I actually had an interesting conversation from quite a prominent figure here in crypto, and what we realized and what people have looked into, even with quantum computing, if you send your Bitcoin to a new wallet and you never send out of that wallet, even quantum computing can't crack that seed phrase because it's not live on the blockchain. Look into that. It's very interesting, but that seems to be the solve. If you're worried about quantum computing, move your Bitcoin into a wallet that's never been used before and leave it there. And that could protect you. And then I'm sure there'll be updates. Things change. But yes, I do think it's a concern. But no, it doesn't mean I change my thesis. I'm not 100% in Bitcoin. I have all the other assets. Just like we could be entering the end of the 18-year real estate cycle, and it could come collapsing down. I'm not selling my real estate because of that. Not walking today. No, I'm taking a chill. It's actually meant to be my off day, but I ended up playing 2 games of paddle instead. So not so great. So for so long, Bitcoin has never been or went lower than the mining fair price. It did go lower. It's been multiple times. It's been lower. It just doesn't stay there all the time. I'm speaking retail sentiment, wildly unpopular considering Trump aligned his brand with it. This is just the start of the bear too. I don't agree. I literally just don't agree at all. Retail sentiment is bad for sure, but that's only because it's more prominent. So more people are more outspoken about something that's more prominent. So the smaller something is, like, a YouTuber, for example, like me, right? Obviously, I have haters, loads of haters, like thousands and thousands of people who literally hate my guts for what I do. But the smaller I am, the less amount of haters. The bigger I am, the more amount of haters. There's literally just no way to not have haters, right? So it's exactly the same with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is significantly larger than it was back in the last bear market. So there are significantly more haters in this bear market than there were in the last one. That doesn't mean overall, though, we are more bearish. And that's obviously my opinion. I don't know if you could quantify that, but yeah, that's how I feel. Why is Sol attractive at all as it's an asset to invest in? Well, it's basically an Ethereum killer. It could be where if we have another meme season, a bunch of liquidity flows to it. Everything other than Bitcoin is just a way to make more Bitcoin for me. And I think the thesis behind Solana is we most likely will have another meme coin season. Solana most likely will be the chain that it happens on. So holding that underlying asset could mean a pump, right? It's like you're betting on being in a place where not everyone is yet, but they probably will be. Do I think Arweave has a future? I don't know enough about it right now, to be honest. Do I think Chainlink is good for the long term? Their tech is good. They're good, but I don't hold any. Beware a contrived FTX situation to manufacture a 2026 bear all-time low when it suits the institutions. Yeah, things could get significantly worse from here for sure. I don't have any significant holding in Jasmy right now, no. I do have a bit from a portfolio we built before, but only a tiny amount. I also believe because of ETS, we won't repeat history drops like 80, 75. If we look at history, the drops have gotten way smaller also. Yeah. So about 10% each year. So that would be a 66% drop now. That would put us, I mean, if it's who cares? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just couldn't care less. You know what I mean? Like 66 here, 42K. Yeah, it'll be painful. Yeah, it'll be hard. But like, I'm not going to sell my Bitcoin. If I didn't sell it today, if I didn't sell it here, I didn't sell it here, right? I'm not going to sell it. I just want to buy more. So it sucks, but that's the way that I've managed to make money in this market. So if it does go that low, we just have to do it. My average price for Solana is $130. Do I think it will recover? I do think it will recover, but it might not recover this year. I don't predict I don't predict exact prices, and I don't predict when it will happen. I don't want to be like Tom Lee, and I don't believe anyone actually can. Everyone can give their opinions, but for me, do I think Solana will be higher than the price it is today in the future? Yes, that's why I hold it. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's kind of a cop-out answer. I understand that. But I think that, I always talk to people about how traders actually make money, right? And, I believe that the most amount of money, day trading works, swing trading works, all of this works, right? Small percentage of people make it work. But the real money is made just positioning yourself in things, swing trading for long-ish terms. So I'm swing trading Solana and I'm just waiting. Accumulate positions and then just wait. We've been in a bear since we broke the weekly level at 113, but since we topped on apathy, we will likely bottom on apathy. I agree. That could be something that happens. I used to know multiple people who held crypto in my social circle. Zero hold it now. Institutions have adopted, but they can unwind too just as quick. Do normie check. Yeah, I've done it. I do that all the time. I'm having significantly more normies or no coiners or muggles, whatever we want, message me asking if now's a time to buy, which 100% did not happen at the bottom of the bear market. And it didn't happen anywhere near this point. Nah, so yeah, again, I disagree. And of course, you might be right and I might be wrong. I don't know. What's my view on Casper? I think it could do well, but again, I don't hold a significant position in it. What's one coin that I thought for sure would soar and it caught me by surprise when it crashed? Like AVAX? I thought that would soar. Is there anything else? There wasn't really much that I was extremely bullish on that didn't have a nice move. And guys, that's not me saying that I got like timed this perfectly because I didn't take profits from a lot of my positions or significant profits, big enough profits. Am I buying the Amazon dip? Yes. How low is it? Lower than the buy price I did on Monday? Because I would love to buy more. That's what I was waiting for, actually. Thank you for letting me know. NASDAQ 206. It's still higher. So Amazon's still higher. If we break 200 and we go back into the sub 200s, I'll buy more Amazon. For sure, I want more Amazon. At what price would I go almost all in on Solana? I would never go almost all in on anything, I'm afraid. Solana position is maybe it's less than 10%. It's maybe 5%, is it? No, maybe 6 or 7% of my portfolio is Solana. And I probably wouldn't go above 10%. I've legit lost 75% of my net worth in Cardano this cycle, multi 6 digits. Yeah, that can happen. Now it depends. Like, hopefully that wasn't all in, and hopefully if you must believe in Cardano. So if you believe in Cardano, then a better price is probably coming. Did you sell all the small cap alts you used to hold in your public portfolios you had when your Discord changed? No. So that's why I still have some Jasmy, some Casper, that sort of stuff. All the ones that we were testing, I didn't sell. I didn't sell any of them. I might have, no, I don't think. I think I did take profits in the videos that we were doing based on those portfolios, but mostly no. But I did sell loads of my portfolios, like, over time, right? Over the long period. In 2024, I sold loads. I sold loads of the meme coins because they were like, monthly swing trades, essentially. Loads of meme coins. All of the leverage trades were all closed. Like, we made pretty good profits from all of that stuff. Don't I have 80,000 invested into Casper? I think you might be confused with Sui, and I had $80,000 of profit in a Sui trade. Maybe I did have Casper and I sold it, but I don't think so. I did used to hold more Casper, but I sold it. I don't care about a meme coin by 9gag. Sorry. TARS, that's another example of something that we bought early and sold. Well, actually, Cardano is kind of a good example of something that never came close to previous all-time highs, for sure. Thought he would have done better. Will Elon send Doge to the moon? I don't think Elon has the same sort of capability of sending coins anymore in the way that he used to. What coin do I recommend long-term for 1K of capital? Now, I can't tell you what to buy. Don't know what your position is. 1K might be 1% of your net worth. It might be all of your net worth. So with that in mind, I cannot give you personal advice. If I had $10,000 and I was putting $1,000 into the market, I would probably put $500 into Bitcoin, $200 into Ethereum, and then $300 or maybe $200 into Solana, and then $100 into Dogecoin, something like that. That's what I would do. I wouldn't go all in on crypto if it's all the money I had. Absolutely not. I would invest into exactly what I did was I took all my money and I invested into learning about e-commerce. I opened e-commerce stores. I made money through e-commerce. Then the profit from those e-commerce stores I put into Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Tesla, Workhorse, if anyone remembers that as a stock. Yeah. With that said, guys, I want to remind you before we continue, get yourself this opportunity right here. Get yourself $45 right now. Just below this video, it's the second link. If you register right now and you do a new account over on Blowfin, you get $45 VIP status for is it 1 week or 2 weeks? It will say in the thing, was it 1 week? I think it was 1 week, and then 20% deposit bonus, guys. So you can get that all right now. And if you do join the Blowfin, the third link is a free Telegram group where you can see my trades, our traders' trades, macro insights, and all of that stuff. And guys, I see a comment saying we never hit euphoria in this market, and that's actually wrong. I would argue that that is wrong. In 2024, we did hit euphoria right there. That was the top of the altcoin market, and people were mad because their altcoin didn't pump. We had a meme season. Memes hit billions of dollars. XRP did a 7 or an 8x or something like that. Solana went to all-time highs. Sui went on an absolute rampage. And it wasn't the all-out alt season that we had in previous markets, but it was euphoria and it was an alt season. It took a lot of people by surprise. It took a lot of people by surprise, including myself, right? Including myself. But we live to tell another tale, and we will be back once again. With that said, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. And if you want to learn more about my e-commerce, I've just saw someone ask, or business, I have a channel called Connor Kenny Business. It might be linked below this, but if not, just type in Connor Kenny Business. That's where I just come on and chat how I've made money, businesses I've had, businesses I have now, real estate, all of that stuff. So if you want to learn more about that, come and check it out. And make sure, guys, you grab that $45 free money Blowfin's given away. I'm pretty sure that's not, you don't even need, like, it's 50, right? So the first 50 of you, you'll probably get it done from right now. I assume that this will be gone, right? But the first 50 who sign up will get this $45 bonus. I see someone saying I literally removed a video. Go and grab that while you still have the opportunity. And no, if you've noticed, I haven't been monetized on YouTube for a long time now because, I don't know, YouTube didn't want me. So I had to delete all my videos, and that's just it. I've been making videos on this channel since 2006, and I didn't take deleting those videos lightly. I didn't want to do it. So yeah, you haven't caught me out on that one. But with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.